Good to see. Good to see that pretty much everybody was able to make it out in full force in the evening time, even though this is not our typical time slot. We do appreciate you. We appreciate you. I know it says that I'm a bit quiet, but for this it may be a bit useful for me to be quiet because tonight is not about me. I'm not going to be the one who's mainly talking here. There will be a very, very short preamble. We're just waiting for all of our contestants to arrive to the arena. I think they really just want to see this. They're ready to see Chambers and Geek. They're ready to see this. I think a lot of people saw your promo the other day. Now that's rare where you just start up a stream on one. That's not something you usually do. And you said yourself that you had sat there the night before and just smoked like 7 cigarettes, just pissed off.
Yeah. Like I was like out there just like. Because what I do, like whenever I'm like gonna do a stream or whatever, I got a topic I want to talk about, I usually kind of like I'll talk to myself and rehearse it and just kind of get my beats right and kind of understand like what I want to talk about, and but it seems like I was too into it. So then the next day when I did my stream, I was just like my passion was gone.
You had already. That you needed to build something up again.
Yeah, basically.
Do you feel that you have done that sufficiently in the time since then?
I'm probably gonna weave in. There's gonna be like a little weaving into softness, and then just hard right to the jaw, and then weave back into some softness. I don't know. It depends.
Well, all right, my friends. I made those few clips before very slow because that's how it feels like this is starting off to me. It's very slow. It's dragging on for quite a while, and Chambers still hasn't made an appearance yet. But I've never actually had a live stream, so I'm not sure how it works. Maybe that's just how it goes. I'll find out because I am going to start streaming very soon. So for now, it seems like we're waiting on Chambers of the Heart.
Yeah.
You are not typically a crowd favorite here, but right now, I think the crowd does favor you over Chambers.
Well, just like her brain, she's slow to everything.
Is he serious? Did I just hear that? I don't pretend to know Geek Thulu, but it seems like he's bringing up Chambers' disability. And if he is doing that, I don't know how he expects anyone to take him seriously in a debate, but let's see what happens.
Creep Thulu is the new name. Creep Thulu chants a raucous crowd.
Hello.
There she is!
Sorry for being late. Something came up. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. We got 30 minutes of pregame out of it, and I am not mad at it.
Oh, well, there you go. Progress.
So, both of you are here. I take you heard the stream that he did the other day, yes?
Skimmed through it. found some interesting points.
Oh,
Oh,
have you heard
let's
what
go
he said
back.
tonight?
No, I haven't. Like I said, something came
Oh.
up, so I was away from my computer.
Oh, he reiterated a few points. He threw a few more of the same back out there, but probably the ones that you were going to take the most umbrage with are those. So I don't know.
Okay,
I
well
may
done.
as well go ahead and let this begin.
You're punch shy.
No, just go ahead. You're the one who started this. I didn't, so fire away.
Ever the victim. Oh, picking on Chambers.
Ha, that's a joke. Sound like anyone you know? All right, this is taking so long. Let's get into it.
Oh man. Now, where to start with you? Holy shit. From the fact that you poorly research anything, the fact that you're just a YouTube ambulance chasing retard. It's just, it's beyond me why the people don't tolerate you. They actually just, in general, just despise the shit out of you. They're just, for some reason, they just don't want to pick on the retard in the room. I don't know what it is. You know, they feel fucking really bad for your I am Sam ass. But like, I've never seen anybody just be so monumental and just be so unapologetic about it.
Okay, so let me counterpoint that with.
Real quick,
So if I'm unapologetic about me being wrong, so I guess my
I
stream with
said
cognitive thought.
unapologetic, not unapologetic.
Excuse me, my accent's a little bit funny, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So my stream with cognitive thought over his video doesn't exist.
Now, my point of view in this whole debate is Geek Thulu is bringing up her speech impediment because he has nothing to say. So I guess he really hasn't thought it completely through because he throws a lot of expletives and, he's correcting her speech when he knows exactly what she's trying to say. So it seems to me that he feels like he's losing.
My point is, if I don't come and admit that I'm not wrong, it shouldn't exist, right? And then the stream that I was in with Tonka, Schmeckle, and Sinatra Says, those shouldn't exist, right? If I never admit that I'm wrong and I don't take responsibility for my actions, correct?
Oh, you'll say that you take responsibility and you'll say that you apologize, but then you continuously keep going back and doing the exact same.
Now, Geek is saying that Chambers is demonstrating these behaviors. She's disingenuous, she's apologizes and continues the same pattern of behavior, which I don't know a lot about Chambers. However, she is exactly like Joy, or he's confused if he's speaking to Joy or Chambers. You know what I'm saying?
That landed you in that shit show in the first place.
What is the most recent thing that I've done that I have supposedly repeated, Geek? Besides, because let me point out to the crowd that what started this entire thing was me saying that I will try to get Amos E., who now lives an hour from me, onto a police watch list. This is what caused him to flip out on me over Twitter.
Do you not understand the distinction between a pedophile and somebody who advocates for pedophilia? Do you not understand?
Advocate, pro-pedophilia, they are all the same to me. If you advocate for pedophilia, I will
Then you're
alert you to the
wrong.
authorities if I have your
You're
info.
wrong.
No, Geek Thulu, you are wrong. Not only are you wrong, you have not done your research. Not at all. That is a psychiatric disorder that needs to be treated. These people are impulsive and they are a danger to society and to our children. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. If you cannot see that, then you need to do a little more research. So in my opinion, Chambers is right, Thulu is wrong. He didn't research.
You're wrong. You're 100% fucking wrong. That somebody who actually says, "Hey, I want to fuck kids," or says, "I would diddle a kid if I got the opportunity," but you can't tell the difference between that person and a person that just says, "Hey, I think that children have the ability to consent." That's because that's all Amos is saying. That's all he's even saying.
Yes, that is what he's saying. He's also telling you right out in the open that he believes that children are developed enough to make a decision as to whether or not to engage in sexual activities, which is 100% incorrect. They are not developed in their brain enough to make these types of decisions, which is why they are not allowed to legally drink, smoke, make those kinds of decisions because they do not have the mental capacity, point blank, period. And he is a danger because he believes that they do.
I don't know if you know my name,
Really?
and I don't know if you know what I do around these parts, but I call people out.
Okay, moving along, because though you may be able to call people out and you have a platform, it doesn't mean you're right, obviously.
Oh, it's Joy's mini-me. Hi,
insane
Angel.
angel zones. Joy's mini-me, you say, but insane
Yep,
angel zones.
it's Joy's mini-me.
Chambers is a liar. She also clones people's cell phones. I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah,
Ask her why
I
she
heard a
does
lot of
that
thingy
and
about
acts innocent.
that. Yeah, her
As
and that.
always. Be Pacific, Chambers. Chambers, you've been talking about how you're getting better about saying specific, haven't you?
Yeah, it's
I've yet
my
to see it.
accent and it's the way that I word
No,
stuff.
there's a
She
difference between
actively
an
told
accent-
me very recently that she was going to work on that. So you give her some time.
There is a thing called accent and speech impediment.
What is this thing about cloning cell phones? What is that?
I don't know. I don't. That's something I've never done. There's no proof of it. There's a lot of
Yeah, I heard
conspiracy
her and Nick
theories.
were in on that shit.
All right, hold on. Spur
Really?
Prinkle Bow. LOL, I have documented proof of you being a double agent, Chambers.
Oh, it's
You
Joy.
are-
Hey, Joy. How's life? How's your channel doing?
Is that Joy?
That's
Yours.
Joy. That's.
He
Yep,
doesn't have to
that's
tweet out
Joy.
that I lost 1,500 subs after you distanced yourself from her
Well, I'll
like
throw
a
the-
fucking
I'll
greedy.
throw Joy, I'm reading what
That's
you were
Joy.
saying. And just so you know, you did me dirty. You broke my heart, Joy. But anyway, LOL, I have documented proof of you being a double agent, Chambers. You are having someone call you out for your crap. You are an awful person, says
Oh,
apparently
says the
Joy
one who
Sparkles.
clung to Rose's lawyer, threatened to blackmail Rose, and then held money from you. I ain't got time for your shit.
Joy
I ain't dealing
Sparkles
with you.
just gave me $5.
Yeah.
She refuses to talk to me, talk to
Building
everybody
bridges.
around me, but she'll throw me $5 to say something and not have to talk to me.
Go ask
You're
her why she
fucking
had deleted
mean,
our hater
Joy.
channels because she got backed into a corner.
No, she a hate. I like you less now, Joy.
No, Joy deleted her shit and hid her shit. I don't agree with everything that does, and I've actually criticized the shit out of Joy, and I tell Joy my problems with her. And you know what? Me and her have a perfectly fine relationship with each other. We're friendly, we're cordial to each other because she seems to listen to my input.
But listen, Chambers, is that
Yes.
true?
No, I
Are
don't
you-
even know
that
how
is-
to do that.
Are you
I
sure?
think Joy should reach out and send you the evidence, and then you can judge for yourself.
I dare her to. She talks a lot of smack.
Dare her
I mean,
to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Also,
dare her. She's the
tell
right
her
kind
to
of
show her
crazy.
the analytics of her 60,000 sub channel. She went dark because people wanted to see the analytics. Go ask her for
Nobody cares about analytics but you, Chambers. Like when
that.
you
Really?
Where did you get that evidence? Joy offered to show it, her analytics. Everyone wants to see it because she's been accused of running streams and running scams and profiting off of those children's abuse and humiliation. She offered the money. She absolutely should show it, and Chambers is not the only one who wants to see.
Joy doesn't owe her any money.
The
That's where
fact
you're
that Joy
mistaken.
said she would dedicate all of her money from the UFI videos to Rose and then backed up said,
She
no,
have a
I gotta pay for
contract?
stuff too.
She have a contract.
You notice how condescending he is when he says that? Is there a contract? Actually, geek, there is a contract. There is a verbal contract. And it's up to the individual court in that state, but it is binding and it's legal. It's legal. So you might want to research that too. All right, think I'm going to skip on until it starts getting interesting, because Geek Thulu, the only thing that he's doing is criticism, which very juvenile criticism. That's not even interesting to watch at all. So I'm going to go right to the part where Joy comes on.
In 1 second, another $5 sign from
Joy.
From Spur Prinkle Bow. Who wants some evidence released? Let's do this. Chambers, you are a continued liar.
Then go ahead and do it, Joy. Quit teasing people with info and actually do it this time, instead of holding on to it for 2 months. I'm with you, Cat Scratch. Yes, release all of it and be freaking done with it. Quit teasing people with it.
Oh yeah, I've been telling her for a while to burn your ass.
Dollar sign from Spur Prinkle Bow again. Hi, Taka. Sorry for not saying hello. I have evidence to send if you were interested. Why were you hacking Rose's email?
I wasn't hacking Rose's email, Joy. Rose gave me access to her freaking...
Okay, I was about to say, what I fucking hack? I didn't fucking know what's going on. Okay.
Okay, let me finish.
You're playing with a rabbit hole here, Taka.
Let me finish. Boy, I never hacked Rose's email to fix the DL5 thing, or excuse me, the GoFundMe, because we had DL5 fans that were trying to pull down the GoFundMe, and when Mike and Heather created their own, claiming to be Cody and Emma's real parents, or at least Heather claimed to be the biological mom, I had to go through both Rose's email address and mine, because she was a beneficiary, and I was a campaign manager to get that resolved. So quit trying to spread these rumors around, Joy, because that's not what happened. I never hacked anything of Rose. It was the DL5 fans, because her Facebook account got broken into several times, as well as her Gmail. Stop it, Joy.
The funny thing about
if anything, you made that situation 10 times worse. You and that dumbass Tim Collin, who got the protective order dropped, by the way.
the guy that you're trying to get hard for helping her. That guy. Her lawyer. You and Nick Monroe going in trying to get this guy disbarred. That's been Bono work for her. Yeah, he did make a mistake. He involved
and threw a fit when he didn't get it. He got angry when there was a gag order placed to keep everyone quiet.
Yeah.
No, Tim Conlon is an idiot and has put Rose in danger.
Yeah, he's angry because this case has the ability to be a high profile case, and this really helps him out to be able to get this out there. Because the more people that watch it, the more people are going to form an opinion, and it's going to become part of the social consciousness, and it's going to leak over into the trial, and it's going to work more favorably for his case. That's the reason why he's angry about that.
All right, hold on. I'm going to read a sign, and this one, we got to let Chambers respond to this one, because this is a very strange accusation. We got to get definitive on this.
I just started to behave again, so...
Chambers says, why did you clone her phone? Why did you edit text that you got on a clone phone? And why are you a liar? Where is there evidence that you cloned a phone?
No, there isn't. It's Joy talking out of her ass she does every single
Hold on, Geek. Hold
on Twitter, Joy. Quit teasing it in Twitter and post a link in the goddamn chat.
Well, I'll say. All right, hold on. I will say this. Listen, I will say this. If she has evidence and can present evidence, it could cover it. Just be like, boom, evidence, share screen, there it is. Or she posts it or whatever. I'm not against that. A run-in with this would make sense.
I mean,
I won't bother Joy.
I mean, I have no problem.
I will not bother Joy if she comes in. This is between you two. This is not about me.
I'm not going to get in a screaming match with the crazy witch. So if she needs to step in, I'm going to step up.
Don't scream back at her. But if she can prove this, then let's see if she could.
Oh shit! I'm dropping shit.
If she can't prove it, then if she has no proof, then you can say she's a liar. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with her screaming butt, because that's all she knows how to do is screech.
It's cool. Let her say whatever she wants. But when she comes in, I want to see what this evidence is. If that's what she's going to do, I want to take a peep at it.
We all have been waiting around for evidence, but Joy's MO is to say she has it and to say she's got bombs to drop, when in actuality, it's nothing. It's nothing new and it's nothing interesting. Don't hold your breath, my friend, because when it has to do with Joy, I doubt you're going to get the evidence that you're looking for. You're not going to get receipts. You're not going to get evidence. It's just her going on, talking, trying to run you in circles so that you believe what she says while getting nothing in return.
But if there's no evidence and everyone keeps saying they have evidence, you can safely call them a liar at that point, yes?
Oh, I know. I've been
The
able to
tables
disprove
turn.
everyone's claims so far. Oh, crap. Come on, dude.
You're getting told to
Okay.
look at your DMs as well.
My DMs?
Chambers, yes. And it's Futternut. Kumite at failure versus Joy Talk Hair. Jesus.
My question is, because when the issue with Joy first broke out, you're one of the first people who came to me saying that I needed to get away from her
Right.
because of what she was doing, and then you turn around and you cling to Joy. You want to tell me why that is?
Well, I'm not clinging to her.
Really?
I'm not clinging
because
to her
you
at
became
all.
her white knight for a while.
No. You see, I don't mind people criticizing people, but what I do mind is when I see people just like relentlessly fucking attacking somebody that clearly has mental issues. I've seen some of the shit that Joy told me.
Okay, now that makes no sense. You saw some of the stuff that Joy told you. You saw things that she said to you. This is why you're losing. You're losing all on your own.
And that's why I tend to believe her more than I believe Chambers. That
Hold
I
on,
believe
though,
Basemont.
here. Hold on.
I believe fucking Nick Monroe.
With her saying that's a really good defense. Whereas this is, again, there was a $5 sign held up by Spurpriglebo, said, "Let me at her, get me the link." So if you want to do that, go ahead. And I would like to see if she does have proof. Because
Oh, I want to see it too.
if it's a matter of proof, then let's see the proof.
shoot her
If
the link.
she doesn't have proof, Chambers, I'm going to encourage you to please defend yourself more fiercely. Don't let so many unanswered blows land, because like he just
I
said,
know.
he doesn't have any citations. So you can say right back, all right then, you got to answer these blows. You can't take so many hits here.
I agree, Chambers. You have to be more assertive. These people are trying to run ramshot on you, and you got to put them in their place. There's no other way. You got to step up. Do what you have to do to protect your own reputation.
And I have a feeling that the hits they're about to start coming a lot faster. So just be ready for this.
I know.
Okay.
All right, I shot her a link. It's in her DM. So
Sweet Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Tonka, I apologize for not saying hello earlier. But thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're good. Everything's good.
Hi, Chambers. How are you?
I'm doing fine, enjoying coffee.
Well, good. So, sorry, I don't know if y'all were in the middle of something. I know I just jumped in. So, if you want me to start, I can, or if not, I can just wait
go.
and y'all tell me.
Quit dilly dallying and go.
I'm sorry. This is Tonka's stream, so I'm going to be polite to him first, because that's what you do when you're being courteous and you have manners.
Would you Joy, just get on with it.
No, I'm being courteous to Tonka first.
Oh,
Like,
boy.
no, this is called social skills. You be polite to the host or the person that's having you on their stream. So I'm deferring to him because it's his stream. He's in control on how he wants to do his stream. That's just politeness and courtesy.
Like you're one to scold me on that.
I am, yeah, absolutely.
How's
so I'm going to let
Showtime
Tonka
doing?
tell me what to do. Yeah, so Tonka, you just tell me what to do, hun.
All right. I just you were saying that you had evidence.
I do. So this is stuff that I had not put out, And in fact, Chambers, I think you probably breathed a sigh of relief that I didn't put out. There are a handful of people who know this and they've kept it quiet because unlike a lot of you people, I have been consistently, by trying to keep quiet, trying to protect Rose. That's why I didn't drag any of you while the gag order was going on. And when it was lifted and I got legal permission, I happily did so. So give me just a second. I'm going to be sending some screenshots. Geek, I know you have some of these screenshots. Do you want me to resend them to you since our DMs are open? How would you like me to do this?
You can just send it all to Tonka. It'd be better to send it to the ref.
Okay, Tonka, I think I have to follow you. Hold on. Unless you have another way you want me to do it. Just a second.
Is there a way I can get these two from my visual aid?
Well, that's why we're sending him to Tonka.
Okay, Tonka, are you following me? I think we have to follow each other, right? Or are you open on DM? I'm sorry, I'm not.
You're good. I'm open.
Okay, perfect.
There we go. That should disappear now, and it's still in there.
Okay, the Commander Kumite. What is Kumite? What is this? With everything going on.
What the fuck? You did go with our European pronunciation. It's Kumite. It's something from the Bloodsport movie.
Gotcha. Okay, so give me just 1 second. Having to refine the stuff because I wasn't prepared to do this tonight, but I think it's a good night for doing this. So I'm going to send the first one in case anybody thinks I had done X, Y, and Z with the case because Chambers made a lot of accusations. So I'm just going to screenshot the first one, and then I have another. This is going to be an email. I have an additional email, and then I have some additional things I can release. But I'm absolutely happy to do. Should have done it a while ago. I want everybody to be aware. One reason I didn't put this stuff out was because I was trying to protect Tim Conlon's privacy. But so many people have slandered this guy who's done nothing but for free try to help and give hundreds of dollars to Rose. It's disgusting. So I think this stuff needs to be out. That's when he got the protective
order dropped the same day as the gag order dropped when Rose was out of the courtroom?
Here's the Chambers, I have been out of this for a while. I know that in working with Tim Conlon when I did, he's been nothing but professional and kind and trying to be helpful. You guys have completely twisted Rose's head into thinking that everybody is out to get her and all of these awful things. I have so much. Okay, that's the first one, Tonka. Let me get the second one. Hold on just a second.
Tonka, could you send that to me, please?
All right, I'm trying to fix the screen to where it shows the right things here.
Okay. Just be patient, Chambers.
I'll make sure I go over here. All right, now I will.
Someone should not be crucified for all the help he's given. It's just awful what people have done to him.
All right, this is what was
from
sent.
Tim Conlon.
Actually, I also have other text messages I could put out too, if you guys want. I have some other stuff as well that you might be interested to see.
Yeah, this is Tim Conlon kissing you ass, and you kissed his.
Well, no, we were trying to help in a situation that you didn't know how to help and you made worse. Remember all that information that I was supposedly, everybody is upset that I had inside information, but then you yourself released? You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to handle a situation like this, Chambers.
That's why he worked with me. I was under baseball manipulation. No, you don't know how to handle it either. You don't have kids.
Wait a minute, you were under. So you can't think for yourself. You constantly had to take their lead, which is why you jumped on the bandwagon of mine.
That's the biggest problem with Chambers.
No.
That is
I thought for myself just fine. There was stuff I had to do on my own.
No. The biggest
fool. I formulate my own opinion all the time. I watch and observe in a lot of stuff.
That's why you lied
specifically.
Observe it,
but you don't process it.
Excuse me, Joy. What did I lie about?
I have a whole phone call of you admitting that you guys were doing this whole gaslighting campaign to act like I'm crazy because you guys were jealous that you didn't have the attention or get the information. I have you admitting this.
Everybody, you were recording and didn't let me in it and manipulated me with that.
It doesn't matter whether or not you did. First of all,
excuse me, knowing full well that you recorded the call did not tell me that I was being recorded.
That doesn't matter.
My state at the time, overstressed, fatigued, and the way that you specifically worded things, I've run that phone call by several people. They all see that phone. No, you took advantage, Joy, and I talked to Miss Mama about it. That was poor wording on my part.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's back down for a second. So I took advantage of the fact that you outed yourself for lying. Where I'm at, I had every legal right to record you. That's why, number one, you would never go after me for it. You can't. But number two, you're just upset because it showed you cannot be trusted. You lied, and you lied in a very big way, and then you tried to cover it up.
I
You
didn't
know you
cover
have.
anything.
This email was
Joy.
pretty juicy.
What is he showing? I'm not. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, I have that one too. Someone sent me a screenshot of that. This is how much of a retard Tim Conlon is. He thought I was a mole for DO5.
That's disgusting. This person who helped to help Rose for free.
Shut up, Joy. Considering this, Tim Conlon clung to you for busy because you had the loudest mouth out of all of us, and you clung to him for attention with this shit.
Thank you for showing me you lost the argument by just cursing nonstop in anger.
Dude.
I appreciate that.
Girl, I know you did not go there with that filthy, disgusting mouth of yours. No one has a dirtier mouth than you do. Actually, you're disgusting. If you think you're fooling anybody with that snow job.
Thank you. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
No,
you-
this
Yeah,
is what the
speaks for
frustrating thing,
itself.
because you want to praise
You
Tim
cracked-
Conlon for
you
all the
cracked
stuff
it.
that he's been
You cracked.
doing when he's been putting Rose in danger, getting the protective order dropped when she was out of court, to where she had her car vandalized. She has people coming up to her door screaming that they're going to kill her. She's had weird people leave her weird voicemails and phone calls.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tim Conlon has done a lot.
Yeah, he has. He took this on for free. And I would be hard pressed to find any
Dragging
other
his
lawyer.
feet with his court case,
Excuse me. If you want people to not interrupt you, you can't keep interrupting other people. Thank you. So you're saying all of this. I would like your evidence that Tim Conlon has done anything hurtful, because I have more than this. I am happy to release more.
Well, then
I can
show
do
it.
it here because I'm
Show
done. And by the way, Chambers, no, I'm asking you. I want you to show your claims right now about what Tim Conlon did. Show it. Show your claims that Tim Conlon did X, Y, and Z. Show it. Otherwise, you're full of crap.
I mean,
Let me tell you something else. Did you know?
Hold on, sorry.
Hold on, no, let Joy finish, Geek. What were you saying, Joy?
No, I stopped talking because I'm happy with Geek Talk, and we've been talking for a while. Geek, please go ahead.
Because the funny thing with this email, like we see here, Chambers is the mole. I've not spoken to her since May 6th, 2017. She has contacted me and my client 3 times within minutes of a confidential meeting, 3 times within a minute of a meeting no one knew about. No possible explanation cuts it. Look, 24 hours in a day, three weeks of blackout, 3 phone calls within 3 minutes, or 3
There's more.
calls within a minute of these unknown meetings. She is sharing info in all the wrong ways with Team Daddy, and may be helping them surveil. Wow, he can't spell surveil.
Survey.
Shit.
Survey.
I was
That's
about
okay.
to ask, is this the last one?
Survey Rose and where the kids are now. Even that last sentence, you know, because there's no necessary proof for that, but it is very strange that within minutes of having a confidential meeting and accusations that you might potentially be cloning a phone,
I've got more.
that seems a little strange, doesn't it? That doesn't
right
really-
Geek,
now,
forgive me
yeah,
for interrupting.
$10 super
forgive me for
chat from
interrupting.
Min saying, Chambers, tell everyone how you cloned Rose's phone. We'll get to the phone thing in a second, where this is still getting hashed out. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, forgive me. I just want to interrupt for a second. Sorry, let me pull this up. 'Cause I'm trying to keep really calm. This also happened to me too. So if you guys need some evidence, I can try to pull. Again, I wasn't prepared to do this, so it might take me a second. When Rose finally reached out to me and said, "So what's going on?" Because I hadn't, after their campaign, these people's campaign, and what a piece of crap I am, and how I've hurt the case, even though they released the information that anybody could have released. I chose not to because I wanted to protect the kids who were in CPS custody. But I digress. So what happened was, when Rose reached out to me, Rose had to reach out to me on a secret email because she said Chambers has control of her emails. Let me tell you something. It was late at night. Rose called me. We spoke for like a couple hours. Immediately after I got off the phone with Rose, and if I have to pull up call records, I'll do it. Immediately after I got off the phone, I get an email from Rose's account. And Chambers forgot to sign out of Rose's account. And she was talking about, like, how did Chambers know that late at night, and I believe it was a weekday, that all of a sudden Rose and I are talking, and Rose has to set up a secret email to talk to me?
I told you I had access to Rose's email for the GoFundMe, Joy. I explained this
I
in
know,
my update
Chambers.
video.
Honestly, like I don't even understand why you have that much connection. I'm not comfortable with anybody having access to anybody's account that
We had to do
has
so because she
18
didn't know how to deal with the Daddy05 fans freezing up the GoFundMe. That was the big royal pain in the ass that we both had to deal with, and because she didn't know how to deal with
it sounds like you're finding a way to insinuate yourself into her life. That's what it sounds
All right.
like
No,
to me.
she's the one who
And
gave
there's
me
more.
her info to help her, geek.
Teacher.
There's more. There's
Teacher.
more.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
Yeah, there's more. So, and actually, Chambers even puts this out in a video. I would have to look it up because it might not be online now, that she actually has Rose's documents. I think birth certificate, social security numbers. She's got it. Rose was terrified to the point Rose asked me to help. Rose and Tim asked me to help, and I can prove it. I have all the text messages that they wanted the information on Chambers and Nick Monroe to send cease and desists. And I hadn't gotten into that with you on my videos, Chambers. That was one of the things, just
That
one.
was Tim calling on because we kept trying to call
It
him
was
to distance himself away from
Rose's
you.
text.
Hold
Right,
on.
but the problem is... oh,
$2
sorry.
sign from Who Flung Poo. It says, prove what you're saying, Joy. Hashtag do as you say.
Yeah, would you guys like to, I will release my text messages. I have no problem doing that. Y'all
Go
can see
ahead
it for
and do
yourself.
it, Joy. Quit teasing people with it and release them.
Yeah. What is your response to the this email that's been released? I think this is an email. Dude, what do you say to this, Chambers?
Hold
Where
on,
you're
I have
being
to look
accused
at
of
it.
being a mole, and they...
He's an idiot. The reason why I tried to research him on that day because people were harassing Rose on her Facebook, and her Facebook kept getting hacked into. We had people trying to tell her that they were going to kill her or come after her if she didn't give Cody and Emma back, that she ruined DO5's career, and I tried to reach out to him. I emailed him the screenshots. We tried to gather those all up. I knew nothing about a meeting or whatnot. Tim Conlon is a damn fool.
You're awful for saying that about him.
He's
Oh,
a fool.
shut up, Joy.
He's a fool. I've heard
Shut
him
up.
say specifically. So let's.
And also, Chambers, you never answered this question. It was late at night. I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say I know you work a normal job. I don't know where. I'm not trying to say I know where. But it was late at night, and you happen to know
Kelly Counter.
that moment I got off the phone with Rose, that I got an email from Rose's account. From you. How does that happen? How did you know? How does that happen?
Because I was dealing with something with the GoFundMe that I had access Rose's email to, that I still had access to, which she was still aware of, by the way.
And how did you know I just gotten off the phone with her? We had a phone. It's a phone call. You know, cell phones, like a phone
Because
call.
she told me. She told me that she was talking to you. She told me, Base, and the other people that were involved.
Then why did she make
She
a
told
hidden
me when she
email
was
for
talking
me?
to you.
Then why did she make a hidden email for me
Huh?
and tell me not to tell you? They're like,
I don't know. I don't know anything about
Rose
the
was
email.
scared of you and Nick. I have text messages. She is scared.
Then release the text messages and show them, Joy, so we can see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Let's.
With
Every time I'm about to back out of it,
what
you
the hell
guys
you're
say
talking
we're going to
about.
release something else, so I will wait on that.
Okay, would you let me ask Tonka, because this is your stream. I want to be respectful.
No,
Tonka, would you like me to release all my text messages so everybody can see the bullshit going on?
I don't think you have to do all of them, but just enough to prove what's being said here.
The problem is it would take me a minute because there's a lot of them to skim through it all. So give me a little bit to try to find it, or I can send you everything and just continue to look through it, because I'm at the point, I'm so tired of all of this, the whole thing. And I want to clarify, the reason I stepped away from YouTube was the constant non-stop harassment. I'm not talking about, like, Tonka, you and I have gotten into it and failure, oh, my hurt feelings. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about absolute disgusting stuff where I feared for my safety and other people, Chambers, because of campaigns that you guys started and instigated. And unlike you,
I never
I'm
started
not
a
here just for a bunch of
campaign.
attention.
That's a lie.
You did. We have it. I pull up a video.
Citation needed because you were already having shit on Lolcow Farms before the DO5. You were
Why
already
are you so
having
obsessed
shit
with what's on
boiled
locale
over.
about me? Literally, that's, again, you've just proven.
Because those are the
Well, she
people
hangs-
that
she
started
hangs out with
shit
the
with you,
autists.
Joy.
She hangs
Because
out
of
with
all
her
the
people.
sickness claims, because of all the sickness claims you made and pissed off a lot of physically disabled people, not to mention mentally disabled people, you had shit started with Onision that got marked on the Lolcow Farms, Joy.
Wow, you're just
Don't
all
give
over
me
the
that
place.
crap.
You're just spinning around.
It's hilarious how much you are obsessed with locale. Like, that's where you get your
I'm
info
not
from.
obsessed with
This is
Lolcow.
just
no.
proof
Those
you
are the people
explain.
that started shit with you and started to keep documentation of what
that's
you were
where-
doing.
That's where she gets all of her information. She goes to 4chan or Kiwi Farms. That's where she gets all of her information.
You're missing the point. You're trying to
No, I'm
accuse
not
me that I
missing the
started
point.
campaigns against you. No. I
You
want
do.
proof that I started a campaign, that I went
do.
out of my way
You do.
to start a campaign against Joy.
do.
When
We
We
other
have a
people
whole
already having
hour-long
issues with it.
video. We have an hour-long video that I still have, Chambers. I have that recorded phone call. You admitted to
Okay,
it.
we've all seen the phone call. A lot of people think that phone call.
From you.
Anything
Yes, it was
else?
shady. You are a shady person.
No,
Absolutely.
they
I agree
called
with that.
you shady for knowing full
Do
well.
you want to know? And you sit there and you pour gasoline on the fire of some of these crazy ass people like fucking Corey and people like
Corey,
Josh.
who's Corey?
Well,
All right, hold on.
You may not know them directly.
We're opening new chapters. Let's not quite do that right now.
No,
Joy's looking for things.
No, the name isn't important. It's just this person's actually in there right now, in the chat right now. But there are people like this person. They're clearly not sane people, and you're just pouring gasoline on the fire and sending these lunatics at her. And like
I don't see anybody after Joy.
Okay, now let's touch on that. There have been many of Joy's followers who go on to other people's threads and other people's channels and insert themselves, all while defending Joy because, you know, she's the perpetual victim, that everybody's always after her. And this is how she presents herself, and this is why her followers have been on other people's threads where they don't belong.
You
I've
do,
never once
you
said-
do,
no, I've
you
never
do
told
by the
anybody
way
to
you
go after
address
Joy.
shit. You do by the
No,
way
I
you
haven't.
address shit.
Citation
Right.
needed, Joy.
All right.
No.
I don't give a
whole
flying
phone
shit
call
what
of
you do. I never
Okay,
sent
fucking
anybody after
Teal
you.
Deer.
All right. Hold on.
A
Let's
phone
all
call
right.
of you admitting it.
All right. Let's bring it down. We're gonna bring it down for just a few
We've
minutes.
already addressed the phone call, Joy.
No, we haven't. You just proved you're a liar. You keep
Yes,
saying,
we
well, people
have.
said it was shady.
We're going
thinking?
to address it. We're going to address the phone call. But just for a second, Chambers, just hit mute and just back away from everything for a minute. I'm gonna do that thing where we take a break and then we'll come back in for round 2. Everybody get a second to gather yourselves. Get it more articulated. Get it more ready. All right, mainly Chambers, you've been on the ropes a little bit here. You got to mount some kind of offense here in the soon. You can do it. You got this. Just mute it and we'll be back in like 4 minutes. We're gonna play a song and we'll come right back. You guys can keep talking over here. I'll jump out so you guys chit chat if you will. But when I come back in, just know you'll be on air.
No, that's fine, Tonka.
We should make it 5. Make it a good 5.
It'll be a decent 4 or 5 minute break. You have my word.
All
Okay, chat. Go grab your fucking sandwiches. But before you go, here are a few super chats from the lurker. Talk is cheap. Nut up and shut up. Stephen Blackman, Tonka, I think we need a break while Joy dumps data. That's a fine idea where I got it. And Big Fat Brian, Joy, cure my cancer. I have onion and garlic. Okay, we will be back in just a fucking minute. This was I don't fucking know. This is not what we were shooting for in the beginning, but now we have a handicap match. Joy Sparkles and Geek Thulu versus Chambers. We'll be right back to it in about 2 or 3.
I am. It was a very delicious cigarette.
Yeah, I assume that's what you would be using the break for. Okay, so as we got out of the first round there, Chambers, you were accused of doing quite a few things, but being a mole by the lawyer of the Daddy 05 thing was the thing that lingers at the end. Okay, there's Chambers.
Yeah, sorry, bathroom.
All right, you're okay. All right, now at the end of everything, you were accused of being a mole for Daddy 05 by Rose's lawyer. You didn't get out the full extent of this, but what do you think the reasoning for that was?
I really don't know. It's something that Tim Conlon hatched up. That dude was very stressed out, very paranoid because he got a lot of angry phone calls. No, and Joy took it and ran with it. There's no evidence or proof of me being a mole. That is something that Tim hatched up out of his paranoia.
Yeah, I don't think that Chambers is a mole for Daddy 05. I don't think she would invest all this time into this, into fighting for this shit, to be a mole and just go and be a double agent and go over to the other side. But I do think she's doing some shade at that information.
Agreed.
How so? What, geek?
That you're constantly contacting this lawyer within minutes of
I contacted him because Rose's Facebook had just been hacked again, and she kept getting the death threats on her Facebook, and she had to keep blocking people.
You did it multiple times, Chambers. And on top of that, you did it with me. I'm still curious on how you were up that late and you know the exact minute at like what AM in the morning that I got off the phone with Rose. Like, I noticed it with you, and you're saying, well, it's because are you telling me that late at night when I know you have to work the next day, what was it? I think we got the phone around 3. I can pull up the emails and send if you guys need me to. That you got the text and immediately got into Rose's email that late from being asleep and wrote me on Rose's email.
Joy,
Really?
I wasn't asleep. I'm a night owl. I don't go into work till after 2.
Regardless, I'm saying it's creepy that all of a sudden you knew exactly when the phone call ended, and right after the phone call ended, I get an email from Rose's account, and it's you. And Rose had to tell me it was you. And she had to set up a whole separate email, separate from what you could see, so I could talk to her. If she didn't have concerns or fears about you, why would she set up a separate email for me to talk to her on that you can't get a hold of?
You're asking why? She's a grown woman. She wanted some privacy. That's why. And she still needed help. Do you see how Joy twists things around? Ah, she's a sneaky one. Yep, she sure is. Well, let's get on to this.
Explain that to me. Explain why she asked me the Nick's information so they can do cease and desists on both of you, because I have the text message of her.
Text messages, Joy, asking her specifically, or did that come down from Tim? Because I heard that came down from Tim.
Yeah, so
because
so
you
I have it
also
from
have
Rose. I have it.
Good, put it out.
Yeah, well, that's what I sent a DM to Geek and Tonka
out of
Saw.
there.
I sent a DM to them. I have it in PDF form because I'm going to give you guys everything. I'm trying to screenshot the specific things right now. It's a lot of text messages I have to go through. I'm happy to send it to you guys. I don't think I can send PDFs on Twitter DM, so just let me know if there's an email I should send it to you.
It could be likely. Right now, it's not.
Oh, I'm sorry, good. Tonka. I'm seeing that. I just saw your DM. My apologies.
No, you're cool. It's I'm just saying right now, Chambers, you're having a hard time coming back from some of this. Do you have a rebuttal? Let's go to the phone thing, because that keeps getting brought up, and I keep saying we're gonna go to it and we don't get to it. What is this thing with cloning the phone?
I have no idea. I really don't know anything about that. That is something, once again, they pulled out of their ass. Because I released text messages between me and Rose talking about how Rose was causing Joy a crazy bitch, and now I'm suddenly cloning people's phones and photoshopping text together. I don't know. You're going to have to ask them to provide evidence for that.
Well, I have a few pieces of evidence that I could probably pull up. Some of this
of me actually cloning phones. I'd very much like to see this.
Can you not interrupt me, Chambers, please? I have evidence that you have been doing a lot of shady things. Now, I don't have 100% proof that you are cloning somebody's phone, but what I do have is Rose telling me, why is she releasing text messages from us? I didn't give those to her. Oh my God, how did she get those? I have documented from people saying, how did she get certain information that I never gave to her? So it is very concerning. And I have all of that.
Release the text messages and quit talking about it. Release them so I can see what you're talking about.
Depending on her provider, she may not have actually cloned the phone. Depending on her provider, she might have access to the text messages through, say, like Verizon Cloud or something like that.
And that's an invasion of privacy.
I have
and furthermore, you keep
actually texting me there, Joy.
You interrupted me. Can you have a little bit of self-control?
Are you serious? You loudmouth, rude, disgraceful person. Are you really doing this? Are you twisting everything around to make Chambers look like she's doing something wrong, and actually it was Tim who wanted to cease and desist? I mean, come on, Joy. How much can you spin it? Not only that, You are very rude and condescending when I don't think that you and Geek both together should be going at Chambers at the same time. I don't know why that was allowed to happen, but it was, and I hope it doesn't go on for too much longer.
And so I created a video, and I launched those concerns, and like I had conversations with you and Base Mama in private hangouts about, you know, like you guys may want to kind of back away from Joy. You guys may want to, you know, publicly do that, because you know this can get really dirty. And then I believe we also had a conversation about like everybody just cutting contact with Rose and Tim because you already did your job. Your job was to get it noticed.
Exactly.
You know, that's all you needed to do. So like, in my opinion, yeah, Tim's an idiot for the simple fact of that he kept contact with Joy, he kept contact with you, he kept contact with Base Mama. Like, that's dumb. You guys are done. You're done in this whole thing. You guys should not be part of anything.
This is one point I definitely agree with the Geek on. And the only reason I brought that up with articulation difficulty was because he did criticize Chambers, and it wasn't necessary to do that. So there was a point to be made. Otherwise, it doesn't matter to me if someone makes a mistake or anything like that. That's minor on the grand scheme of things. But do you notice that Joy doesn't mind that Geek calls Tim an idiot and she doesn't argue with him? So she may need him for something in the future.
I wanted to point this out. Since everything has gone down, with the gag order was lifted since that last trial from Daddy 05, Tim and I have had very little contact. There's no reason to.
Well, that's right, Joy, exactly. You had no reason to keep in contact with Tim after the whole thing was over, but yet you just admitted you did.
Tim, like, whatever your opinion is, he was somebody who stepped up, gave her hundreds of dollars. I'd be hard pressed to see if you gave her hundreds of dollars like me and Tim have done. And we have been crucified mercilessly when you yourself put out this information that you had this campaign on me against, saying, I'm going to ruin the court case. Well, didn't you ruin the court case then by your own definition?
I'd like to know why it's so important for Joy to align herself with Tim Conlon. To give the appearance of herself looking more important than she is. That may be the case, or the case may be she actually thinks they have some kind of friendship going on there when they actually don't, and he more than likely wanted her to just stop bugging him.
I don't know any of this.
It was against Mike Martin, where he wasn't allowed to come near the kids or Rose. But ever since the protective order got dropped on the same day the gag order did, Rose has been getting all sorts of hell.
So hold on. So let's the logic. Let's do logic here. I'm sorry, Geek. Real quick, if you don't mind me interjecting, I appreciate it. Let's do some logic here.
Yes, let's use logic here. It's interjecting when you interrupt, but when Chambers does it, it's being rude. That's Joy logic for you, by your own definition.
So, do you guys have evidence specifically that Mike Martin, he is harassing Rose nonstop since the protective order got dropped? Where is that evidence?
And better yet, where is the evidence of her being harassed anyways?
Correct.
Like, do we have police reports on this? Because
I have yet to receive any police reports from Rose.
So then why are you running with it, Chambers? Once again, why are you
excuse me,
running with
because
it?
excuse me. Because Rose sent us a picture when she got a car that somebody stabbed a hole in her freaking oil line.
Who's to say she didn't do it?
Who's to say she didn't do it? Tinfoil, anyone?
But also, I want to throw out there, are we hypothesizing now that Rose may have damaged her own car? Was that what was kind of being thrown there?
I'm hypothesizing the fact that I've the amount of things that I've seen, the actions that I've seen people take in this community, I believe Rose is playing both sides.
Geek Hulu or Thulu or whatever your name is, you're backpedaling here because you just insinuated that she may have cut her own line on her car. Don't try to backpedal now. That was your insinuation. You said it, own it.
Keep what's going on.
But your side,
surmise.
hold on.
Sorry.
Because your side has created this environment that does not allow open communication with the two of you, and which I was trying to actually work out.
Oh, were you now? Can you explain that? Because just before you had said something about you told Base Mama and Chambers to completely cut ties with Joy. So, you could explain that a little more so we understand exactly what you're saying. And also, you go on to say that they act like school children, similar to the way you went after Chambers in the beginning by criticizing her speech impediment, by trying to act like she's dumb, things like that. And you and Joy jumping on her together like little brats in the schoolyard. Okay, I gotcha.
I think she's going and telling Base Mama and company one thing, and then going to Joy and telling her another.
I will say with the text messages, because both Joy and me have text messages saying two different things. That was a problem throughout this entire thing because I was getting conflicting messages. I'm getting one text message and Joy sitting on fair like, no, I got emails telling me that I've been helpful. So that was a problem because two different messages were getting sent to two different parties. It's like, well, did any of this? No, I wanted to freaking reconcile with Joy after this entire freaking thing was done. Okay, bullshit.
Your Twitter history when it comes to Joy is completely opposite of yours.
I got to a point where I didn't care anymore because she shit talked me for 2 months.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's back off. Let's actually correct that record. Chambers, when I decided to go dark on the situation, I stopped talking for the most part. There were a few times I spoke up.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, we have it. Joy admitted she did speak on that exact situation. For all those times I went dark, I was dark, I didn't say anything. She's admitting that she certainly did so. So there you have it, right from the horse's mouth. Please, no applause, just throw money.
Oh, bullshit, Joy, because you're the one who spread the rumor around that I had to... Excuse me. You spread the rumor around that I had a second GoFundMe and that I'm stealing money from Rose. No, you shit-talked me for 2 months. There's evidence of this all over VidMe because every time that something happened, you went and screeched about it on freaking you now.
No, not every time. I kept my mouth
shut.
Then why didn't I release?
Shit! You kept teasing that you had.
But you did
thing yet.
GoFundMe. It was actually your name, and you had complete control over it. And
I was the campaign manager. I didn't have access to the money. I didn't have any access to the money.
Perspective, it looks shady. This is again why they didn't want to work with you, because you can't distinguish certain things.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting quite sick of this condescending behavior coming from Joy and this belittling attitude when the girl is a fool. She's transparent. She lied. She got caught in a lie saying that she never thought Chambers was stealing money. Do you remember that? Do you remember she said that? Well, that's not what she's saying here. And they're ganging up on her. There should not be Geek and Joy against Chambers by herself. I do not know why that was allowed, but I really am not going to be able to tolerate much more of that, I'll tell you that. But let's go on and see this friggin' ridiculous show.
I don't think I've cursed at you once. Please give me that courtesy to not
Joy,
curse at me.
No, don't correct the way that I talk. I don't want to hear it from you.
Wait a minute, hold on. You claim, I'm sorry, let's just back up for a second. You claim to be this Christian person, but you
Just when I thought I could not care less. She proves me wrong. This has been very consistent on her part. How dare you bring someone's religion into it? How dare you try to make that girl feel guilty and try to insinuate she's not a good Christian because she used a bad word? Are you out of your mind? Well, that was a foolish question on my part. And correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't you the one using all that foul language and vulgarity when you believed you were speaking to a 12-year-old in that video? Wasn't that you, Joy? You big hypocrite?
I just noticed we have someone else in the call at the moment.
Oh, hello, Base Mama.
Hi. How you guys
You
doing?
mind lending a hand here because you were more in detail with this stuff than I was because I kept falling out?
I want to clear some shit up.
Yeah,
I didn't talk to
please
Tim
do.
at all after him and Rose started filing motions. I didn't talk to Tim. The only time I talked to Tim after that was after I got spammed. I'm supposed to do. I didn't know who Joy was, and I didn't give a shit. Then Rose called me crying because she was upset that Joy knew where her hotel was. She knew what name she was staying under. She knew all kinds of shit that happened at the court. This is what she told me. So she's like, you have to do something to make it stop. So I made the first call out video. And then I made a follow-up video because I was asked to make yet another video that I didn't want to make. Because I don't really give a shit about Joy.
Right, you're talking
But I
about,
did it because I was asked to do it.
You're talking about the one that
Yeah.
when we had a conversation about, like the distancing from Joy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one it really wasn't a distancing. It was just more of a throwing fuel on the fire, though. Like the way you addressed
Here's the
it
thing, though.
was like it wasn't the right
because
way to
she's a
handle
drama
it.
channel, so you address it by forcing drama. That's what you do to just.
Well, okay, everyone. I had to cut this short because it went on long enough. And I believe I got the most important parts down. So here's what I've gotten from this whole debacle so far. Number one, both Joy and Geek are going out of their way to discredit Locale. Now, this seems like a preemptive strike, considering alleged family members are using the site to defend themselves against Joy's accusations of abuse. Now, these alleged family members are disclosing information regarding Joy's recent behavior and mental health status and things of that nature. So naturally, Joy would want to put a stop on that. She wants a kibosh on that. Now, number two, did Chambers somehow clone a phone, as they were insinuating that she did? Now, she had some updated information that she was not supposed to have. Now, that I really can't say. I will say, if that's true, it's an invasion of privacy. It seems more likely that she became friends with Rose, and Rose, had passed along the information. Now, Tim Conlon insinuating that Chambers is a mole seems very unprofessional in my opinion, and especially considering he discussed his thoughts with Joy. It appears he was trying to redirect her attention so she would have something to do other than bothering him all the time. Now, my guess is he never expected Joy to screenshot and post everything she had. every text message or telephone messages, whatever the case may be. You know, and let's be honest, Joy has been consistently stroking his ego. Now, as for Rose, it must have been an extremely difficult time, as her children were not only abused, they were exploited for monetary gain by quite a few different people, and she had no idea who she could trust. She may have made a few mistakes along the way, and we all know Joy is not above using mistakes as a way to benefit herself. That being said, we've seen a lot of different behaviors from Joy. She's highly emotional. She's very reactive. She catastrophizes events to the point that it's extremely difficult to believe anything she says. She's done this to herself. And in my opinion, Joy would benefit from therapy, as most of her problems appear self-inflicted, and she will continue to lose unless she can gain some clarity and insight. These are my thoughts on the situation. And let me know what your thoughts are. I'd really like to know. I'm very interested. And thanks for watching and your continued support. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and all of that good stuff. And I will see everyone next time. Bye.